Hi, I'm Kathy, and this little guy here is Micah, who's very sleepy and not getting too much in the shot. I started fostering Micah almost 2 years ago now in November 2018. He was my first foster dog. He was a stray dog from Texas. He was picked up in May of that year, and then he had been to 3 shelters. So it was a bit of a handful the first few weeks. The first few weeks that I had him, but he was learning like super quickly. He was not potty trained when I got him. He figured the whole thing out in one week. Micah he's just a loving dog. He loves people. I've never seen a dog loving people so much. He's happy to see, there he is a little bit. He's happy to see everyone. He gets very excited to see people. Everybody loves him because of that, because he has such a great personality. He is full of energy. He's definitely a lot more mellow than he was 2 years ago. When he was playing with his dog friends, there he is. There, we got him. He was playing with one of his dog friends and he busted his ACL. In the dog world, it's called a CCL. So it's still a long recovery process. So he busted his ACL, his right knee, last year. So he had a 3-4 months recovery then. And then as he was in recovery for his knee, then I started noticing that his nose was leaking. Like he always had a little bit of very runny discharge on his nose. So we started doing some tests, and then we realized that he had a fungus in his nose, something that he picked up in Texas because it's really not common in Washington. And that required a pretty significant surgery, I guess. They go in the nose, they find where the fungus is, they scrape all the plaque that fungus is. And sometimes it requires a second treatment. And that was in April that he had his procedure. And so far it's been good. So it doesn't look like he needs another procedure because it should have shown itself by now otherwise. He has play dates with dogs here and there. And again, we started noticing now that he was limping with his other knee. So basically the story repeated itself with the left knee, which is also common because once they have surgery on one, they start favoring the other one. So he had surgery, the same ACL surgery on his left knee in July. And now he's at the end of his recovery. As far as his personality, like I said, he's just a bundle of love. He's just super fun. He loves playing with dogs, but he's a little bit challenging with that because he's got good manners in the home now. His manners with other dogs left to be desired a little bit. So you have to be careful when you introduce him to a new dog, but once the introductions are made, he's good. The other thing where he's a little bit challenging is when you go on a leash with him and he sees another dog. So depending on the distance, you're gonna have a whiny Micah. You're gonna have a Micah that grabs on the leash and tries to break free by all means. Or if the dog is really, really close, then he's really gonna throw a big fit. So the problem that I think with small children, because we recommend that he doesn't live with small children, is that he plays a little bit rough. So you play with a ball with him and he gets all excited, he's just gonna swat it. He doesn't know any better. So he's not aggressive, he's not gonna bite anybody, but he's gonna hit you with his big head, he's gonna hit you with his nose, he's gonna swat something that he wants. So little kids, they might think that 70 pounds is a little too much of a dog. He knows a whole pile of tricks. He loves doing tricks. He loves doing food puzzles. So when I work and he doesn't leave me alone, that's what I do. I give him a food puzzle. He gets so excited, but he just catches on super quickly. It used to take him like 15 minutes to get the treat out of it, and now he gets it in 2 minutes. And we started doing also nose work with him, which is basically you put treats in buckets and he has to go find. So there's buckets that have nothing in them, and there's buckets that we call hot that have food. And he learns to like just go straight for the buckets with the food. So he's really enjoying the sniffing work. But I think long term he needs to have a dog living with him because he loves it. So we need to basically refine his manners. He's 50% there. He needs to learn the other 50%. And I think it's having a dog companion that would help that. Other than that, having a big yard is I think very important, because it's hard to exercise Micah on a leash because of the presence of other dogs. There's not a lot of places you can go off leash unless, you know, he's by himself. As far as he knows, this is his home. So if he goes somewhere else, he's going to be confused. He's not going to know what's going on. Everything's going to be overwhelming for him. So you need to give him a few weeks to figure out who he really is. Absolutely, it's going to be really hard for me to let him go, but it is what it is. And any help that the potential adopter needs, you know, they can call me, they can text me, and send him my way if they're going out of town, anything. I'm just up for that.